In this video, I'm going to review the Unit 6 retake practice. So if we look at problem number 1 wanted us to determine if the following numbers are integer and to write them into the spaces. So when we go to solve this problem, remember integers are your positive or your negative whole numbers, and anything that's not an integer is going to be a decimal. So if it is an integer, it's going to be a whole number with no decimals. So let's look at this first one. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and mark the ones that are whole numbers. So 9 is a whole number, -8 would be a whole number, -12 would be a whole number, -4 would be a whole number, and -3. So I've gotten all my whole numbers down, so now I have decimals and fractions to deal with. The decimals are automatically not integers, so 3.7 and -7.1 and 7.2. Now I have these two fractions that I need to deal with. Now remember, a fraction can be a whole number as long as it divides into being a whole number. So this would be like 15 divided by 5, which is equal to 3. So this fraction really equals 3, which makes it a whole number. So that'd be 15 over 5. But if I look at 3 over 2, I can't do 3 divided by 2 nicely. It'll come out to be a decimal. So that is not an integer. Looking at number 2 wanted you to write a statement for each one of those. So Ronnie earned $5, which is +5. The temperature falls 10 degrees, so that'd be -10. Tim won 20 points, so that's +20. He lost 40, so that's -40. The plant has grown 3 inches, so that's +3. Thomas has to pay $4 as a penalty, so that's a -4. The cat lost its 2 kittens. Well, because the cat lost 2 kittens, that's -2. Rosie have 12 excessive stamps compared to others, so that's +12. Henry won a lottery amount of $50, so that's +50. Andy got 7 set of watches for a gift, so +7. And Zach lost a pound, so that's -1. I can fill these in. Has to pay, grew, lost, won, and falls. So there's all your answers for those. For number 3, you had to compare and order them, and we did put a number line there for you. So what you could have done was to put them both on the number line, and remember, left is less. So the further a number is left on the number line, the less it is. So I could have put -4 and -3. Well, knowing that -4 is more left, it is going to be less. These ones are equal to, because they're both -3s. I could have done 0 and 1. Well, 0 is further left, so it is less. You could do +2 and -1, and -1's left, so it is less. And then here are your answers for those two. For number 4, we had to put these in ascending order. Ascending order puts them in least to greatest order. So you could have used this number line and just plotted them. So we have 7, -2, 0, 10, and -1. And then I'm just going to read my number line from least to greatest. So it's going to be -2, and then -1, 0, 7, and 10. Same thing with the next one, but I have to put them in descending order. So I'm going from greatest to least, and you can use the number line to help you. So I'm just going to plot them all: -4, 3, -6, +6, and 0. And it wants greatest to least, so I actually have to read the number line backwards this time. So I have 6, 3, 0, -4, and then -6. For number 6, it says a balloon floated at a height of 48 feet. Which point on the number line is closest to 48? Now please remember this is a positive 48, so it can't be either of these negatives. And then if this is 40, this makes that middle tick mark about 50 because 60 is here. So you have to think, is my balloon going to be above the 50 tick mark or below the 50 tick mark? And it would be below, so that would be point T as our answer. And then the last one that we have, it says, which number is most closely represented by point T on the number line? So you can see that, again, just like we did in that last one, we have -40, -60. So this mark right here would be -50. And then you have to think, okay, well, it's past -50, somewhere between -50 and -60. It's not quite to halfway, so it's not quite to -55. So as long as you had something like -54 or -53, maybe -52, or I would even say -51, that would be totally okay for that problem. There's not an exact answer for this one just because there can be multiple answers just based on where the dot is located. But make sure you let your teacher know if you have any questions.